Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, ODM had its Central Management Committee meeting in Kilifi, Mombasa.
Of the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, met in Kilifi County on January 12, 2026 to review the political, organizational, and strategic state of the party and resolved as follows.
And in that meeting, there was a clear absence of Edwin Sifuna. And because Edwin Sifuna is a member in that Central Executive Committee, many people have been asking, why couldn't Edwin Sifuna miss that great meeting of the party? Because the Central Management Committee is actually a meeting which actually shapes the direction the party always takes. And when OBURU Odinga was actually asked by the Fourth Estate why Edwin Sifuna was actually absent, and Ososi, who is also one of the party leaders, the party actual deputy party leaders, this is actually what OBURU Odinga actually had to say.
Figures within the party that, to begin with, the Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and your deputy party leader Ososi, did they notify the committee of their absence? And if yes, were they given the permission to miss this crucial meeting? Thank you.
Yes, the two, Honorable Ososi, who is the deputy party leader, is in South Africa, and he has sent his apologies for being unable to attend. He tried to travel, but he was unable to. Honorable Sifuna also sent his apologies for this meeting. He missed his flight. And so both of them have the permission of the committee to be absent. Yes.
So that is OBURU Odinga. And the explanation he gave to the public is that Edwin Sifuna had actually missed a flight from Nairobi to Mombasa, and more in particular in Kilifi. And for Ososi, it is because he was outside the country. And for Ososi, we have always known that for some days now, Ososi has been outside of this country. But you cannot convince any person that Edwin Sifuna was actually absent because he missed the flight. That cannot really sink into the people's mind. And after that was actually out, this was the response from other ODM party leader or leaders. Please listen to this.
Mapendo ya mapendekezo ni vyema pia vizuri waambiwe ukweli wakati huu, wajiondoe. Gari letu limeondoka.
So I know Secretary General Sifuna was not in Mombasa, I've seen. But I want to request him, we are the ones who put you there. Please follow the party line.
So they can pick all the notes that I have and go with to opposition. Because we want a very strong opposition as we run that government.
So those are other party leaders expressing themselves about the absence of Edwin Sifuna. And many people are in agreement that Edwin Sifuna, if he is not interested to be the Secretary General of ODM, he should quit that position so that somebody else can be under that seat. And many people have been asking, why could Edwin Sifuna actually skip that very important meeting? Because it is the meeting which comes up with resolutions on how the party is actually going to move forward. And actually one of the resolutions from that party and from that meeting, which actually was read by OBURU Odinga, It is that ODM gave the mandate to OBURU Odinga to start having negotiations with other party leaders so that they can forge a coalition or an alliance. And in that statement, they said very clearly they will start having that engagement with UDA as a political party. And many people feel that it is because of that. That is why EDWIN SIFUNA was actually absent in that meeting. But I want to give you reasons one by one why I think EDWIN SIFUNA made himself to be absent from that Central Committee management meeting. The first reason is that EDWIN SIFUNA has actually been against the alliance between UDA and ODM. And he has always been saying that even the alliance we had was a mistake. And he was not comfortable with that. And there's also a time when he said that he cannot read any statement which agree that ODM is going to have pre-election arrangement so that they can have a coalition. So that's one reason why I think EDWIN SIFUNA escaped or didn't attend that Central Management Committee of ODM. Another reason which made EDWIN SIFUNA probably not to attend, it is because he understands very well that the majority of the Central Management Committee members, they actually are against him and they don't concur with him, with his thinking. Because for EDWIN SIFUNA, he always wanted that late come 2027, ODM should have had a presidential candidate. And that because now the majority of that committee, they are against that notion. That is why he never see any need to go there, because going there, he was going to embarrass himself. So he never wanted to be embarrassed and actually to be forced to read the statements from that committee. That is why he foresaw that I can make myself to be absent from that Central Committee Management meeting. So that's the second thing. Another thing is that actually that committee can actually throw EDWIN SIFUNA from being the Secretary General of ODM. So he never wanted to be present. And then that committee could actually come up with that resolution that he should stop being the ODM Secretary General. So he had to touch so that it cannot be humiliated if those members could actually reach to that kind of an agreement. So that's another thing which I can think which made EDWIN SIFUNA to make himself to be absent from the Central Committee Management meeting in Kilifi, Mombasa. But now the big question is, why could he make himself to be absent? Because the resolutions were actually passed and they were read out. And those resolutions, they will be taken to NDC for ratification. And could EDWIN SIFUNA be capable of stopping that? Because I don't see that happens. And for me, if I was to advise EDWIN SIFUNA, is that if he thinks that he cannot be in ODM, it is time for him to pull out of ODM. It is time for him to resign honorably instead of being bulldozed out of ODM as a political party. Because many or the majority of the leaders in ODM, they have decided, and the decision is outside there, that they are going to work with William Samoei Arap Ruto, and it is very clear. And therefore, because it is clear as that, nothing is going to stop them from going forward and making sure that they have a coalition between UDA and ODM, pre-election alliance coalition. So, Edwin Sifuna, by now, you should know that that vehicle called ODM has actually moved forward and is behind. And the best thing he can do is actually to resign out of ODM instead of waiting to be humiliated. I really don't know what's your take about the absence of Edwin Sifuna in the Central Management Committee of ODM. So, do you support Edwin Sifuna being absent from that? And do you think it is time for Edwin Sifuna to resign from being the Secretary General of ODM? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to bump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.